Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Prohire Truck TV, and we're out and about on the road again at the moment, and it's in the middle of some trying times through the latest lockdown through coronavirus. But we've come up to Burnley today to look at some vehicles that we've got in build, and we'll have a look at those as we go through this. I want to take the opportunity to introduce Rupert Gatti, the Managing Director of CoolKit, to really showcase some of the things that they've been doing. Now, I've been dealing with Rupert for 3 decades now, and you know, it's amazing every time I come here to see the development and the progress that this guy's made in this industry over these last 3 decades. And I think the reality for me, it showcases the ingenious nature of this type of business that thrives through not only just this last decades, but in talking to Rupert before, the order book being as healthy as it is, going into yes another lockdown. So before we look at the vehicles and what we're looking to achieve with this is from our aspect, from the electric vehicles we're going to showcase later on, I wanted to just have a few words with Rupert, so he could really give us a feel for just how he's seeing the world as it currently is. So, Rupert, thank you for allowing us in your premises today, and we've got the masks on and we're cleaning the hands and all the rest of it. But really, from your point, I mean, you can see the amazing amount of work and efforts going on here. How are you finding the world and where you come from and where you're going to in the short term?
Oh gosh, Pat, well thanks for your kind introduction. It's very kind of you to say so many good things about CoolKit, and you're right, we've dealt with one another for years. I've been doing this for 15 years now. We started off as a small company just with 4 of us. Today we've got nearly 100 people on the payroll. I believe that we have a business that's truly unrivaled in terms of its capacity. You can see that we've got nearly 50 workshop bays spread around 2 adjacent sites here. It's demonstrated that we innovate at every opportunity, because it's key in this industry, isn't it, to have something different about your offer. And we've faced many challenges over the years. These might include the occasion of the financial crisis and the occasion of the introduction of whole vehicle type approval back in 2013. And lately, of course, there's COVID. And in vehicle terms, obviously, there's the race to electrification. And we've been doing a great deal in recent times tackling the challenges of converting electrically powered vehicles so that they're truly usable in the real world. And I mean usable in terms of still retaining some range and capability to do a day's work, but also a capability to maintain a proper temperature, because that's what we do is about.
Absolutely, 100%. I couldn't agree more. And one of the reasons we're here today is to look at some of the electric you kindly put together for us. And I think realistically, we're very short when it comes to time. And one of the things that we both can do is talk eminently passionately about our businesses. What I'd like to do as well is bring in Glenn, who's the Sales and Marketing Director for CoolKit, and he can give us a bit of a feel maybe for some of the great things that we've got in the pipeline over the next months and years to come. It's in Glenn's hands now to take us forward into the new world, where I'm sure we're going to see some many more great things from CoolKit over the next few years. So Glenn, from everyone's perspective, it's a case of really trying to get where we're going to go to next.
Perfect. Thanks, Pat. So 2020 has been a very challenging year, obviously with COVID and everything. Luckily for CoolKit, we managed to stay open through the pandemic. We had our highest ever performing year in terms of order intake. As we're coming into 2021, we've got 2 large contracts with a couple of large pharmaceutical operators. We're very pleased to acquire business from Prohire, so very grateful for your support. We've also got a very exciting project for a local entrepreneurial business called the Modern Milkman, where we're building a number of large milk floats. And the other exciting thing we're looking forward to is we're looking forward to building a prototype box body. It's a small part of our business mix at the moment. but we very much see that as a major growth area for us. So we're looking forward to building that and pushing that out into the market in the second half of this year.
Outstanding, outstanding. I mean, for me, I've been fortunate to deal with this company for many years. As I've said, in this current guise, more than 15, and of course from many before that. I think it's a great opportunity to showcase an amazing British business, manufacturing in the UK, and manufacturing the things that everybody needs. So temperature control, electric, and they're joining those two together with a video that we'll show you in some of the vehicles that we're going to talk about next. I just want to thank the guys for the time that they've allowed us in here today, and we've taken up a lot of time because, as those who know me well, it's hard to shut me up when I start talking about the things I like talking about, you know. So before we know it, we've lost half a day, or these chaps have, and I apologise. And thank you very much for the time you spent with us, guys. And we'll mask up and move on. So as I said before, we've come to CoolKit today up in Burnley to collect some of our electric refrigerated vehicles, and this happens to be the Renault Kangoo Z.E. And for those who have been following our channel with great excitement over the past 12 months, you find out we started pretty much out with this little model going back a year ago. Now lots of things have changed, including the technology that Rupert and his team have put into this vehicle with the refrigeration that we've got on board. We're going to take it out for a run. We're obviously going to we're collecting them now. We're going to take them away. But what we'll do on the way is show you how to charge one and talk about the technology that's on board as well, including the refrigeration and the depths that have gone into showcasing this vehicle in its current format. And really, for me, while I've got you and your attention, hopefully, have a quick look around the vehicle and have a look at the exciting things that are on there. And one of the things that I'm going to talk about later is mind-blowing. It's so fantastic when it comes to removing the need for ancillary batteries, really where it wants to be right now for electric vehicles, for a single point turnkey operation. But let's start at the front, and of course let's never forget our friend Albie's with us today as always, and looking at the vehicle in itself. And we'll look at the interior of the vehicle a bit later on, but you know, overnight standby, really amazing and great for this type of small vehicle. It's coupled here with the Thermo King B100 electric, which is a 12-volt electric fridge, and it works perfectly with this vehicle. It really does. It works really well, and the weight and size of this vehicle has fitted in, and Rupert and his team as well has worked very hard to try and come up with an eye-watering 500 kilo payload. Of course, you know, that's without the driver, but even so, that's for a little van, electric with a fridge. Pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, looking through it as well, they've worked on the basis of a lightweight 75mm insulation. You know, of course, we're not trying to freeze, but what we are trying to do is maintain really good chill temperatures, and they've done that without compromising the size of the vehicle. And when you look at it, you know, for a small van, electric, it's pretty decent. Sits in really well, and we're going to look at how this affects obviously the range. It will do slightly, but not as much as it used to, and not as much as you think at first. Nice size van. Of course, managed to keep a side loading door. It's not huge, but ideal for grabbing out the odd parcel or something that you need to bring in from a small element of delivery. This is a round town urban delivery vehicle. You know, let's not get carried away. So having the ability to duck in the side there and grab out some merchandise, you know, well thought out and ideal. So overall, when you look at this, we're very pleased with what we've managed to achieve with this, and this would not be possible without the guys at CoolKit and the work that they've done with this. So we're super impressed. Of course, the Renault Kangoo, a long established product now, and really getting to where it needs to be for that small urban delivery vehicle. You know, Renault, electric, refrigeration, what's not to love? All those things come together to give you a really nice piece of equipment. Now remember, with the Pro Green team at Prohire, every vehicle you see is available on contract hire. So look, you know, at the end of the day, this vehicle could be yours next week and delivering in a clean and environmental way. For electric power points, for charging, for the infrastructure, just give us a call. We're only one call away. So here we go again, and we're all a socially distanced filming experience. We've picked the new Renault Kangoo fridges up, and we're going to head off back to our head office now with these lovely electric specimens, the first of the new batch into the fleet. Now, I guess to a certain degree, as all things with electric, it's about exploring every opportunity and every avenue, and also refocusing on what these vehicles have, how far they've come on in 12 months. Because a lot of people say to me, you know, well, everything's going to get better in 12 months. Well, we'll just see. So if I remember rightly, I remember all the gadgets are, and we start off these fully charged, but on the way back we'll call in and put some power in to give you again a feel for powering up, and I can talk a little bit about the vehicle, the fridge, and so forth and so on. So right, we're on, put it into drive. There it is. It's a huge handbrake. I think you remember I forgot to take it off the last time we're in it, and off we go, and as always with our little electric machines, extremely quiet. Now this vehicle is fitted with 33 kWh batteries, which is very similar to reminiscent. It's exactly the same as the Renault Master, and with that, on a full charge, we're showing a range of 126 miles, which you know, on first take isn't too bad, because it's a small vehicle, it's light, it's urban, and it's round town. Now, these things are extremely important to understand. You know, electric and battery power and weight is always going to be the major challenge for every vehicle manufacturer. Now, 126 miles, we'll see, and I guess we'll be able to tell you that, because the journey back to our office is a lot of that, so a good distance. That's a 70 miles or so. Great thing about this, and I touched on it in the intro, is the fridge is connected to the drivetrain. So we'll turn that on now. It's set at chill. It's a chill unit, so of course that in itself, there's no extra batteries, and there's a lot of stuff out there where people have got an extra battery or something else to charge up. Well, of course, for me, I think that's really it's too much to ask for people, and just hear the fridge kicking in now, and that's on and working, and when that pulls down to temperature, that'll switch off again. But you haven't got to actually plug something else in, another power cell. It's all done through the main drivetrain of the equipment. So really, between CoolKit, Thermo and Renault, quite an interesting and a great thing to do, and it's where I want to try and do with all of our electric vehicles with ancillary equipment. Try and not have too many other things on there for people to worry about, or something else that will actually go wrong, and I guess that's super key for me. 126 miles, we'll see. I'm hoping and keeping our fingers crossed, but you know, I'm very confident of 100 or so, which actually, you know, round town, 6 or 7 hours worth of work. Yeah, I think so. Especially when you're looking at city centre London, Manchester, Birmingham, all the big cities that are going to go either clean air zones, as we're seeing now, or a ULEZ or ZEZ, of course, for Oxford, and that in itself, a van like this, as I said, without the driver, so as a vehicle stands on the ground, fully fueled, if you like, so fully charged, you've got a 500 kilo payload. Not too bad, and not too shabby for a little vehicle, and you know, I think the reality says in all of the things that we do, it's getting the best out of something that you possibly can. and fully fridged up with a fridge on it, lined out, 75mm insulation. Yeah, what's not to like? Really good, really good, really positive. I'm very pleased to say that you know, we're taking custody of these vehicles at the moment, and I guess from my perspective, and what we're always trying to achieve with this, is having vehicles that we're operating ourselves, that gives you the comfort that what we're talking about, we're actually living with you and working on and delivering on every day of the week. It's not just words, and it's not just hyperbole, if you like. We'll crack on now for a bit, and I'll speak to you again soon. I mean, one of the things that I wanted just to share with you is and I realise that I've only been on the journey for a very short time and just taking it away. Well, this fridge has pulled from sort of like 8-9 degrees inside the workshop to 0 in less than 2 minutes, and that is super, you know. And I can't tell you how quick that is from a standard point of view, from a traditional direct drive fridge, or something that's just plug-in electric. It's gone off, bang, set to 0, and it's just gone off. You know, very smart, very crisp, very clear, and again, you know, no extra power cells, no extra conversations to be had, no extra thought. You know, I think the driver's already got enough on his plate on a day-to-day basis without having to think about plugging in 2 points. And also, from you as a company, you don't need to have 2 power points, 2 extension leads, and so forth. It's all done from the one thing. Obviously, if you wanted to plug it in overnight as a chill unit, that's of course eminently doable. But I just wanted to touch on that from a strange thing is also happening, which I have no clue why. Been on the road for 2 or 3 miles, not very many, but this is the first time I've seen this in any kind of meaningful ways. We've actually gained a mile of distance. I don't know how that is, and we'll see how that pans out overall. But we've now got a mile more than we started, and we've covered about 3 or 4 miles. But just wanted to showcase fridge down, boom, straight off, and the van is actually showing more miles on the clock than we started out with. Super quiet, and I have to say, from when the first time that I took one of these Renaults out, and it's some time ago. I think the first time we did a fridge, and it was quite a different technology, was back in 2018. This is, you know, while some of the things look the same, this is definitely not the same driving machine. It drives, it's much quieter, it's extremely quick, you know. Love the pace that it picks up at, straight up 30 miles an hour in seconds. You know, it really is there. And I guess that for me is you know, amazing to see. So I guess we'll carry on, and I'll speak to you again soon. So what we've done is now we've pulled in to get some charge, and I think it's relevant to showcase this as we're going along, because these are the challenges that companies and individuals are having right across the UK from an infrastructure perspective. However, infrastructure is increasing daily, so don't worry. One of the problems I've got with the Renault platform and the Kangoo is its onboarding of power. Now, it onboards power at 7 kilowatts and is only able to take the one type of plug. Now, we followed the ZAP map, which we believe is amazing, and it's taken us to charging points. And of course, we've pulled up here, and the Ionity chargers here are fast charging 50 kilowatt chargers, onboarding at a much higher level through DC. Now, of course, with our smaller 7 kilowatt charging, we potentially have a problem. So what we did was we went back onto the app and go, look, you know, this is where we're going to be. And strangely enough, on the same facility, but on the very far side of the car park, which you wouldn't necessarily look for, there are some charges which hopefully will serve us better. So we're going to fire across there and see if we can get some charge into these lovely vehicles. So amazing enough, we found across the car park, we found the next set of chargers. This particular charging setup has been around for quite some time now, and in fairness, you can do fast charging DC and also 7 kilowatt charging from the same machine. And of course, we've got 2 vans here, which makes it rather more challenging. However, what we're going to do is we're going to put some power into one, and then we're going to run one flat on the way back to HQ. Now, I guess for me, the interesting thing is the more we look now, the more charges we're finding. So I want to really reassure people out there that the infrastructure is improving on a day-to-day basis. So let's have a look what we've got. So it's AC charging, and we'll take this van, the one I'm facing, pop open the front, and then you just pop it in. And once you do that, you're pretty much good to go. And we can get the ball rolling. So in about 30 minutes or so, you've got time to grab a coffee and move along. And look, it's 7 kilowatt charging, so in 30 minutes you're going to put, you know, something in the region of 10 or 12 miles in it. I'm not short of mileage, but I wanted to show you how simple it was to charge vehicles. And of course, if this was AC charging, where you see on the Zoe we showcased before, half an hour, 50 kilowatt charging, it puts an amazing amount of power, so more than half of your battery power into a vehicle in half an hour. So big differences between 7 kilowatt AC, 50 kilowatt DC, huge differences. But we put some power in, we found a charger, so and these are available, you know, all over the country now. So we're going to get on our way, and we'll see you again soon. So I think from my perspective, overall, for a little urban delivery vehicle, from a temperature control, chill perspective, this is a great little package. And I have to say, you know, when you can factor in the overall and environmental impact of your fleet, and I guess what I always say to the clients and the people we consult with, is every single fleet that I've come across yet, there has not been one occasion where, you know, electricity or alternative or a carbon footprint saving is going to be possible to bring something in. You know, I'm not talking about changing entire fleets. We're not talking about changing entire infrastructures. What we're talking about really with everything that we talk about with Pro Green is to say, look, guys, take a step back. Let's look at your wants for the next, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, which is really now's the time to be doing this, and how we can really start working one step at a time to bring us all into a zero emission environment, you know. And this for me is one of those little things, little vehicles out there that would really push that along for a lot of inner city kind of operating environments. You know, it's not a trunking vehicle, it's an urban delivery vehicle. And one of the things about it as well, people get overly stressed about, you know, oh, how many miles will it do? I keep saying this, and I will say it as long as anyone's prepared to listen to me, it's how long you can stay operating for. You know, so a lot of these vehicles say, well, I'll do 100 miles. You know, quite often, you know, that's an 8-hour day, 9-hour day in an urban environment, so you're not doing that kind of mileage, you're just doing stop start. Really, really good. We've seen before, charging's available, but on this particular model, you need to be careful, it's back to base, but you can get charging during the day. Look, lots of things out there that are alternatives, lots of things out there to make offerings to. One thing for certain, if you need something electric, or you need something alternative, or you need to look at carbon footprint, or you look at infrastructure, then the guys at Pro Green are here to help. We will do whatever it takes to show you how you can get where you need to be. And it's exciting, and what's not to love? You know, you keep talking, keep being part of the future. That's about Pro Green. So we're nearly back at base now, and in fairness, what can I say about the Renault Kangoo Z.E panel van? Yeah, it's alright, like it a lot. Couple that with refrigeration, couple that with Thermo, couple it with CoolKit. Yeah, it's a decent shout, you know. And I think when we start looking at this as a future of trying to drive electric through your fleets on the smaller scale, and as we move into the larger vehicles coming in the coming years, and we start looking at H2 and hydrogen or fuel cell, or FCEV as opposed to BEV, I think these are the things that it's getting that infrastructure mindset set up now for what's coming down the line and what the future is going to look like for every company, and whether that's lithium ion or solid state batteries and all the things that are form part of what the future will look like. It's extremely important for every transport operator, purchaser, finance director in the UK to understand the costs involved in the change of ownership. And we're talking to a client only this morning, and I'm saying, look, it's all very well looking at this type of vehicle or that type of vehicle, but they don't work for me. You can't beat what I currently have. I throw fuel in and that's what it is. But that's okay now. But in the future, and the not too distant future, you won't have that luxury. So the mindset of change is coming. So it's while I'm not advocating jumping out and going wholesale into one thing or another, I'm advocating that we must have the discussions, and you must be having discussions within your own businesses and how you can transform and change the way you operate to suit what is coming. Because these vehicles, no matter how long you think about waiting for, the science behind these will never have the ranges and the flexibility that you currently have. So there is a certain amount of changing to be made. But will they get better? Of course. Will things change? Of course. However, being able to do 300 or 400 or 500 miles or 400 miles on fuel, drop it into a petrol station and sticking in 20, 30 litres of fuel to get you home, it's not happening. It's about how you change the way you think, especially when you're going for your larger vehicles, of course, when you're looking at potentially for fuel cell for the bigger trucks. It's all there, all to be talked about. So at Pro Green, we're very keen to keep talking and keep bringing new things to the table if we can. So what have we got? So from my perspective, we've got something that's really interesting, and from a Pro Green perspective, remember these vehicles are the start of our temperature controlled contract hire and rental fleet. And of course, these vehicles are available on full contract hire. What have we got for that? Well, you've got zero emission vehicles. You've got electric vehicles with electric fridges. You've got a fantastic CoolKit line out. You've got Thermo refrigerated units. You've got Renault technology, and Renault been making electric vehicles for a long time. You've got reliability, you've got backup. You've got the Pro Green joined up approach. Will help you with the infrastructure, the PowerPoints, the solutions right the way through, upgrading your own electricity, helping you get where you need to be from an end-to-end perspective, including the maintenance of the refrigeration, the maintenance of the vehicle, and everything you need to bring you into a zero emission environment. Now, of course, these are round town vehicles, and we can help you with that as well. We can put telematics on your vehicles to ensure that these do the job for you, and they can be with you next week. So interestingly, it's still part of the whole thing that we try and deliver around a full contract hire solution for everything you would need. Now, for me, it's a no-brainer. However, for everyone else out there, it's going to be talking about it and trying to roll with the convincing around the zero emission world that you're going to lead towards. Of course, 2030 seems a long way away, but it's not. It's what are you doing today to get you on that first journey, or the first step of that journey, on the way through your zero emission travels. So we're here to help you with that. We hope that you've enjoyed our conversations today and looking at CoolKit, looking at the equipment, looking at our temperature control vehicles, looking at the electric part of what we're trying to achieve. And please subscribe, like if you can, and of course call us if you need anything at all from a zero emission carbon reduction footprint or platform. And we'll hopefully see you again very soon.